Alright, first things first, if you plan on commenting about Quicksilver's wonky combo meter, subscribe because I caught ya. And second, if you enjoy underrated and underappreciated champions, be sure to subscribe because we are on the road to 19,000 and I cannot get there without y'all. But let's talk about one of my newest rank 4 characters on the live server, Quicksilver. And to match my live server rank 4, I have a SIG 20 on the content creator beta, which this video is going to be mainly in the beta. So yeah, let's talk about Quicksilver and his matchup spread because I think it is one of the most underrated and underappreciated things about this character because my god, this character can genuinely just do it all. It is really absurd how many matchups in the meta he works for. And the first one is right here with Dark Phoenix, and this was such a clean takedown. The whiplashes expire, and there we go. Fight's done. She drops the SP1, I don't care, we're Quicksilver. We have the slow, which stops the threat of the special one, so she really just cannot do anything. And this matchup went by so smoothly. It was 1 minute and 5 seconds, which is on the slower time of the best Dark Phoenix counters, but keep in mind, we finished with like 90% of our health. That is a lot more than other champions can finish with, I'll tell you what. And even the time-wise, it is still a very, very good time for a stall champion like Dark Phoenix. Now we have a Mystic in Nico Minoru, and yeah, this one is just insane because people usually say that Quicksilver, he takes a bit of time to get going, and that is true, but just not against the Mystic class. When it's against the Mystic class, he is just so absurd, and he is just so fast. Here we drop the SP2, go for the detonation early, we go for the relic after this, and the fight is done in about 35 seconds. So yeah, against Mystic characters like Nico, like Enchantress right here, he is really, really powerful, and he is a lot quicker than the other matchups in this video, because when it comes to the other matchups that aren't Mystic, there's a bit of a saying with Quicksilver, but I'll talk about that later. But now we have Enchantress, like I said, and he is a very, very solid counter to this character, because he has access to a lot of hits in his combo, so if you don't want to go the safe route and get the slow up, you can just utilize his double medium or his triple light attack to get rid of the untouchable. And here, I kind of messed up. I don't know how it got so close to the whiplash expiring. Usually the duration is very, very safe and easy to refresh, but I just wasn't playing this right, I guess. But here I dropped the SP2, and there we go, just one shot to Enchantress in about 40 seconds, which is a very, very good fight time. Now we have Destroyer here. It's Destroyer, but the thing with the Mystic class is there really aren't too many good defenders in the Mystic class anymore because of just how good the Science class is, including Quicksilver, obviously. And so it means that for Science champions, for Science attackers mainly, to have value, you have to extend your matchup spread beyond the Mystic class, and that's when some Science champions fall short of being good Battlegrounds attackers. But the thing with Quicksilver is, he doesn't do that. He doesn't stop once Mystic Defenders are no longer a thing. He keeps going. He goes for Dark Phoenix. He goes for Yelena. He goes for Spider-Woman. He doesn't care if they're Mystic or not because his utility is so overpowered. He is so good at countering evade. Spider-Woman used to be good at that, but not anymore, not after January, I'll tell you what. But that's okay, because I have Quicksilver, and Quicksilver is a great evade counter. He's great at countering Jessica Drew, and he's also good at countering Unstoppable, which you'll see in future fights, and you kind of saw it already with Dark Phoenix. But yeah, this matchup is a really, really fun one. The slow is just so helpful, obviously, and like besides that, there really isn't much threat to Jessica Drew. Here I go for the parry, go for a combo into the relic to push her to 2 bars of power, just to play it safe. I don't want to get power stung because that would just be a massive health loss. Now we're in velocity, we go back in, do a double medium, wait for the ensnare to fall off, which you won't have to do in January, but there I go for the SP2, get the detonation going, and now we have 50 plus, and that is enough to one-shot her. And that was about like, what, a minute I want to say? Yeah, a minute. Pretty good fight time. Now we have Yelena, and this is when it just gets a bit silly, man, because how is he taking Yelena? This shouldn't be possible. He shouldn't be able to do this. He shouldn't be able to fight Yelena like it's nothing, but he does. He is a very, very good counter to this character, because the way his damage works is it's not on hit, it's just a burst of damage, and Yelena doesn't counter that type of damage. She only counters on hit damage, which I don't... Apparently it's supposed to work that way, but it was just very poorly worded on release. But knowing that it is supposed to work that way, it makes Quicksilver a pretty solid counter to this champion. So here I go for the SP1, and after this the matchup is pretty much under control. I want to get velocity, so I want to dash back as much as I can, especially during that special one that just takes forever to finish, right? And so when she's dropping it, I'm just dashing back, taking advantage of the extra time there. Now we're in velocity, I go for a combo into the relic, I believe. Then after this, I go for the SP2. We should double our whiplashes because we are in velocity, and now she has like, what, 50 plus detonations, and she just doesn't survive. So that was like, what, 1 minute and 12 seconds? Is it the fastest time? Obviously not, but the thing is, just the ability to do that fight is what makes Quicksilver so valuable. Because there are some champions that just cannot do that fight, obviously, it's Yelena. And there are some champions that get stopped by Gentle because their rotation just doesn't work with his Unstoppable being such a factor. But with Quicksilver, that's not the case, because the Unstoppable is a non-factor thanks to his slow. And I think slow is one of the best abilities in this game, I'll just be completely honest. And the cool part is, Quicksilver's slow has a bit of an extra to it, where whenever the opponent is slowed, he cannot miss. And so that is just obviously absurd utility, right? Countering evade, miss, and unstoppable at the same time is just absurd, honestly. And yeah, only one other champion does that with their slow, and I'm pretty sure it's just one. It's Stealthy, right? Who is notoriously one of the best skill utility champions in this game. So yeah, he is obviously a utility monster. His fight time, let's talk about it, right? Because outside of the Mystics, there is a saying where it's like, if you need a 60-second fight from Quicksilver, he'll get it done in 60 seconds. But if you need a 40-second fight from Quicksilver, he'll do it in 60 seconds. He is a very consistent champion. His fight time is usually in the 55 to 1 minute and 5 second range. And for that reason, you at least know what you're getting with this champion. Sometimes it's not enough, sometimes it is enough because of the opponent's matchup just being not ideal, or also relatively on like the slower side. So that's like Quicksilver's one drawback. He does struggle to improve his fight time, and for that reason, sometimes he is just not the ideal pick for attack. But that's when we talk about his defensive value, because you would think that with a lot of good skill champions, Quicksilver's just out of the question for defense, but the answer is no. Okoye does obviously stop this guy very easily, but if the opponent doesn't have like a perfect counter to this champion, he will mess you up, because he is still very annoying to react to because of his animations, because of his speed and his multi-hit combos. Additionally, the evade is definitely troublesome. On top of that, if you cannot get the whiplash off of you in time, it'll detonate and you'll for sure lose some health, and that can obviously cause you to lose the matchup. So There are so many reasons as to why this champion is still so good on defense, and I feel like it's gone underappreciated really, because I took up Quicksilver for Battle Realm Brawl knowing that he was going to do some work on defense, especially in the Foresight meta, which needed intercepts, and the fact that he evades intercepts, I knew that it was going to be troubling. And my goodness, the amount of screenshots I racked up of Quicksilver just violating people, it was quite hilarious, and it taught me that Quicksilver most definitely still has it on defense and on attack, obviously, from this showcase, from the plenty of showcases on the way about this champion, because I'm not gonna stop with just this video. No, I want to give him everything I can because he is a live server rank 4, and I just really love talking about this champion because he's been one of my favorites for a while. Back when my channel was just starting, I made a lot of Quicksilver content because I just really enjoyed this character. He's really fun to play, he has a lot to offer on the utility side, and he's just cool, man. He's just a really cool character. But here I dropped the SP1 with the increased attack rating, and there we go. Serpent is now down to the final phase, and with the stun, we just don't have to worry about any part of it, and there we go. It was a long fight, but it was fun to show while I talked about him a little bit, and hey, it's a foil bar Serpent, man. It's pretty good stuff. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Quicksilver. I really think that this character is still so underappreciated, and one of the best things about him is, even if he doesn't live up to your standards performance wise, he is still like a top 10 prestige champion, I think, and with prestige 30 being a thing, he will always at minimum have that value. But once you explore the character, have some fun with him, you'll realize that, hey, he's not just prestige, he is one of the most versatile champions in this game, and he's really dang cool. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Quicksilver, and yeah, that's about it for me.